Imagine looking through a pair of binoculars. What you see depends entirely on which end you look through. One end brings the world closer, magnifying details and making everything appear larger than life. The other end pushes the world away, shrinking everything into a distant and insignificant scene. Perspective works in a similar way. It's the lens through which we view the world, shaping our experiences, emotions, and ultimately our lives. Every situation, every challenge, every interaction we encounter can be viewed through a multitude of perspectives. You can choose to focus on the negative, magnifying obstacles and dwelling on setbacks. Or you can choose to focus on the positive, seeking out opportunities for growth and finding lessons in even the toughest of times. The power lies in understanding that the choice is always yours to make. Life is full of ups and downs, twists and turns, but by consciously choosing how we perceive these events, we gain the ability to control their impact on us. The lens you choose determines the world you see.
Picture this. You're stuck in rush hour traffic. The minutes are ticking by and you're already running late. Frustration mounts as you inch forward. Horn blaring, stress levels rising. This is a common scenario, and it's easy to let negativity take over. But what if you could choose a different perspective? Instead of focusing on the inconvenience, what if you used this time to your advantage? You could call a loved one, listen to an inspiring podcast, or simply take a few moments for yourself to breathe and relax. This shift in perspective doesn't magically erase the traffic jam. But by choosing to focus on something positive, you transform your experience. You move from a place of reactivity to a place of proactivity, reclaiming your power and your peace of mind.
The power of perspective lies in its ability to transform not only our experiences, but also ourselves. When you consistently choose to view the world through a lens of positivity and possibility, you begin to embody those qualities. You become more resilient, more adaptable, and more equipped to navigate the inevitable challenges that life throws your way. It's about recognizing that even in the midst of difficulty, there is always something to be grateful for, something to learn, something to build upon. Your perspective is a choice that has the power to shape your entire life.
Our thoughts hold immense power, acting as the architects of our reality. They are the silent whispers in our minds, shaping our perceptions, influencing our emotions, and guiding our actions. Understanding this interconnectedness, the thought-feeling-action chain, is crucial to harnessing the power of perspective. Every action we take, from the smallest gesture to the most life-altering decision, is preceded by a thought. And every thought evokes a corresponding feeling, a visceral response that colors our perception of the world around us. For example, imagine waking up to a gray, rainy morning. You could easily think, "This weather is terrible. It's going to be a bad day." This simple example highlights the powerful ripple effect of our thoughts. The good news is that this process works both ways. Just as negative thoughts can lead to negative feelings and actions, positive thoughts can uplift our emotions and inspire constructive action. This is where the power of reframing comes into play. Reframing is the art of consciously choosing to view a situation from a different angle, shifting our perspective to find the hidden opportunities or lessons within. Let's revisit our rainy morning example. Instead of lamenting the gray skies, what if you chose to reframe the situation? You could think, "The rain is nourishing the earth, and the sound is so calming." This thought might evoke feelings of peace and gratitude, leading you to appreciate the simple beauty of a rainy day. The external circumstances haven't changed. It's still raining. But your perspective has shifted, and with it, your entire experience of the day. This is the transformative power of reframing.
One simple yet incredibly effective tool for cultivating a positive perspective is the power of yet. When facing challenges or setbacks, it's easy to fall into the trap of negative self-talk, telling ourselves, "I can't do this," or "I'm not good enough." These thoughts can be incredibly limiting. creating a sense of hopelessness and preventing us from reaching our full potential. By simply adding the word yet to the end of these statements, we instantly shift the energy from defeat to possibility. I can't do this yet. I'm not good enough yet. This subtle shift in language acknowledges the present challenge while simultaneously embracing the potential for growth and improvement. It transforms a fixed mindset into a growth mindset, empowering us to embrace challenges as opportunities for learning and development. By embracing the power of yet, we open ourselves to a world of possibilities, fostering a belief in our own potential and cultivating the resilience to persevere through adversity.
The journey from negative thinking to a more positive and empowered perspective is not always easy. It requires conscious effort, self-awareness, and a willingness to challenge our ingrained thought patterns. But the rewards are immeasurable, leading to greater happiness, resilience, and fulfillment in all areas of life. Remember, your thoughts are not facts. They are simply interpretations of reality. By understanding the thought-feeling-action chain, practicing reframing techniques, and embracing the power of yet, you can begin to consciously cultivate a more positive and transformative perspective.
Ancient wisdom for modern living. For centuries, philosophers and spiritual teachers have explored the power of perspective, recognizing its profound impact on human happiness and fulfillment. While their teachings may have originated in different times and cultures, their wisdom remains remarkably relevant to our modern lives. By tapping into these ancient insights, we can gain valuable perspectives on navigating the complexities of the human experience. One such philosophy that offers profound insights into the power of perspective is Stoicism, a school of thought that emerged in ancient Greece. The Stoics believed that true happiness and freedom lie not in external circumstances, but in our own thoughts and perceptions. They emphasized the importance of accepting what we cannot control, focusing on what is within our power, and living in accordance with nature. Another powerful practice that aligns beautifully with the principles of perspective is mindfulness. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is the understanding that much of life is beyond our direct control. We cannot control the weather, the actions of others, or the inevitable ups and downs that life throws our way. Attempting to control the uncontrollable only leads to frustration, anxiety, and a sense of powerlessness. The Stoics recognize that true freedom lies in accepting this reality. This doesn't mean resigning ourselves to a life of passivity. Rather, it's about recognizing where our true power lies in our own thoughts and responses. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." We always have the power to choose our response, to decide how we will perceive and interpret the events that unfold around us. When we accept what we cannot change and focus on responding with wisdom and virtue, we tap into a profound source of resilience and inner strength.
Mindfulness offers a powerful set of tools for cultivating a more conscious and empowered relationship with our thoughts and emotions. At its core, mindfulness is about paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about observing our thoughts and feelings as they arise, without getting swept away by them or attaching to them as absolute truths. Imagine your mind as a flowing river and your thoughts as leaves floating on its surface. When we practice mindfulness, we become like a watchful observer on the riverbank, noticing the leaves as they drift by without judgment or attachment. We simply observe them, acknowledge their presence, and allow them to pass. This practice of non-judgmental observation allows us to create a healthy distance between ourselves and our thoughts. We begin to recognize that our thoughts are not facts, but simply transient mental events.
Detachment, the key to inner peace. Both Stoicism and mindfulness emphasize the importance of detachment as a pathway to greater peace and fulfillment. Detachment in this context does not mean becoming emotionally cold or indifferent. Rather, it's about loosening the grip of our attachments to outcomes, expectations, and desires. When we are overly attached to things being a certain way, we set ourselves up for disappointment, frustration, and suffering. Life is inherently unpredictable, and things will not always go according to plan. By practicing detachment, we cultivate a sense of acceptance and equanimity, allowing us to navigate life's twists and turns with greater grace and resilience. When we release the need to control outcomes, we free ourselves to embrace the present moment more fully, finding joy in the journey regardless of the destination. Cultivating wisdom through perspective. The pursuit of perspective is an ongoing journey, a lifelong exploration of self-discovery and growth. It's about continuously challenging our assumptions, questioning our beliefs, and expanding our capacity for understanding and empathy. By embracing the wisdom of ancient philosophies like Stoicism and mindfulness, we gain valuable tools and insights for navigating this journey with greater clarity and purpose. Perspective allows us to see beyond the confines of our own limited experiences, to recognize the interconnectedness of all things, and to cultivate a deep sense of compassion for ourselves and others.
The power of questions. Our minds are wired to seek answers. We ask questions constantly, from simple inquiries about the weather to profound explorations of the meaning of life. But rarely do we stop to consider the power of the questions themselves. The questions we ask ourselves shape our thoughts, direct our focus, and ultimately influence our perspective. Consider the difference between these two questions. Why me? And what can I learn from this? The first question, often asked in moments of adversity, tends to foster a sense of victimhood and despair. It keeps us trapped in a cycle of negativity, focusing on the problem rather than the solution. The second question, on the other hand, shifts our focus from blame to possibility.
Gratitude. A perspective shifter. Gratitude is often described as the ultimate perspective shifter. When we focus on what we are grateful for, our brains literally rewire themselves to notice and appreciate the good in our lives. This shift in focus has a profound impact on our overall well-being, reducing stress, boosting happiness, and fostering a sense of contentment. The beauty of gratitude is that it doesn't require grand gestures or extraordinary circumstances. We can find something to be grateful for in every moment, from the warmth of the sun on our skin to the simple act of taking a deep breath. By making a conscious effort to acknowledge and appreciate these small but significant blessings, we cultivate a sense of abundance and joy that permeates our entire outlook on life. Try incorporating a daily gratitude practice into your routine. Over time, this practice will train your brain to focus on the positive, shifting your perspective towards gratitude and appreciation.
Reframing with compassion. We've already explored the power of reframing, the art of consciously choosing a different perspective. But sometimes, reframing can feel challenging, especially when dealing with difficult emotions or challenging situations. This is where compassion comes into play. Compassion, both for ourselves and others, allows us to approach reframing with greater understanding and kindness. Instead of judging our thoughts or emotions, we can acknowledge them with a sense of acceptance and curiosity. When it comes to reframing situations involving others, compassion invites us to consider their perspective, even if we don't agree with their actions. By approaching challenging situations with compassion, we create space for empathy, forgiveness, and ultimately, more harmonious relationships.
Section 4. The growth mindset, embracing challenges. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate a positive perspective is to embrace a growth mindset. Coined by psychologist Carol Dweck, the growth mindset is the belief that our abilities and intelligence are not fixed traits, but rather qualities that can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. When we adopt a growth mindset, we view challenges not as threats, but as opportunities for growth and expansion. We embrace setbacks as valuable learning experiences, recognizing that mistakes are an essential part of the learning process. This perspective fosters resilience, determination, and a belief in our own capacity for growth and transformation. Instead of saying, "I'm not good at this," A growth mindset encourages us to say, "I'm not good at this yet." This simple shift in language opens up a world of possibilities, reminding us that with effort and dedication, we can learn, grow, and achieve anything we set our minds to. Ultimately, the power of perspective lies in its ability to empower us to become the architects of our own lives. By consciously choosing our thoughts, reframing our experiences, and cultivating a growth mindset, we design the lens through which we view the world, shaping our reality and influencing our destiny. Remember, perspective is a choice. Every day, every moment, we have the opportunity to choose how we will perceive the world around us. We can choose to focus on the negative, magnifying problems and dwelling on limitations. Or we can choose to focus on the positive, seeking out opportunities, embracing challenges, and cultivating a deep sense of gratitude for all that life has to offer. The path we choose will determine the experiences we have, the relationships we build, and ultimately, the legacy we leave behind. Choose wisely, choose consciously, and choose to view the world through a lens of possibility, hope, and unwavering belief in your own limitless potential. Imagine a young woman, Sarah, who has always dreamed of becoming a doctor. She excels in her studies, volunteers at the local hospital, and radiates a passion for helping others. But life, as it often does, throws a curveball her way. Sarah is diagnosed with a chronic illness, one that threatens to derail her dreams and confine her to a life of limitations. The initial shock and despair threaten to consume her. The why me? Questions swirl in her mind, amplifying the pain and uncertainty. But amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope emerges. Sarah stumbles upon a quote that resonates deep within her soul. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. This simple yet profound message ignites a spark within her. She realizes that while she cannot change her diagnosis, she can choose how she responds to it. She can allow it to define her, to limit her potential, or she can choose to fight, to adapt, and to redefine what it means to live a fulfilling life. Section 2. Finding Purpose in Pain, a Journey of Transformation. Sarah embarks on a journey of healing, both physically and emotionally. She educates herself about her condition, explores alternative therapies, and connects with others who are navigating similar challenges. Through it all, she discovers a strength she never knew she possessed, a resilience forged in the fires of adversity. She begins to view her illness not as a curse, but as a catalyst for personal growth and transformation. It teaches her the importance of self-care, the power of resilience, and the profound beauty of human connection. She realizes that her experiences, though painful, have given her a unique perspective, a depth of empathy, and a burning desire to help others facing their own battles. Inspired by her own journey, Sarah decides to shift her focus from becoming a doctor to becoming a patient advocate. She uses her experiences to educate others about chronic illness, to advocate for better healthcare policies, and to provide support and encouragement to those navigating similar challenges. In her pain, she discovers her purpose, transforming her adversity into a source of strength, inspiration, and unwavering determination to make a difference in the world. Section 3. The Power of Belief. A story of triumph over adversity. Consider David, who grew up in poverty, surrounded by violence and despair. He was told he would amount to nothing. But David refused to accept this. He dreamed of a brighter future. Books inspired him. Stories of triumph fueled his belief. He dedicated himself to education. David excelled in his studies. He worked tirelessly to support his family. His belief and work ethic earned him a scholarship. Section 4. Shifting perspectives, shifting realities. Examples in action. These stories illustrate the power of perspective in action. Our circumstances do not define us, our thoughts do. Challenges are opportunities for growth. Limitations are springboards for innovation. We unlock a world of possibilities. Sarah's story highlights resilience, finding purpose in pain, and making a difference in the world. David's journey exemplifies belief, Dreaming bigger than our circumstances and understanding our past does not dictate our future. These stories are not isolated incidents. Throughout history, individuals have defied the odds and achieved extraordinary things by shifting perspectives. From Nelson Mandela's spirit in imprisonment to Malala Yousafzai's fight for education, their stories remind us that our minds are our most potent weapons for a better future. Section 1. The Power Within. The power of perspective is not some mystical force reserved for a select few. It's a fundamental human capability, an inherent strength that resides within each and every one of us. It's the ability to choose our thoughts, to reframe our experiences, and to find meaning and purpose, even in the face of adversity. You are not defined by your past, your circumstances, or the opinions of others. You are defined by the choices you make, the perspective you embrace, and the actions you take each and every day. The world is full of challenges, setbacks, and unexpected twists and turns, but it is also brimming with beauty, opportunity, and the potential for extraordinary growth. The lens through which you choose to view the world will shape your reality. Choose wisely, choose consciously, choose to embrace the power of perspective and unlock the limitless potential that lies within you. The journey begins with a single thought. What will you choose to see?